Hey guys, it's Amber. So today I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me for my project palette. The palette I finally decided to pick was the one with the most votes, although it was really close. And I've decided to go with the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I feel like it's kind of been long enough where people are starting to forget about this, where it's like, okay guys, remember we were all hyped up and excited about this and tried forever to buy it, and some of you guys haven't even gotten it yet, and now it's already like onward and forward, onto holiday collections, onto everything else, and it's like, this is still good, we can still use this. So today I'm going to do a more wearable, it's still going to be a little colorful because this has a lot of warms, so I'm going to go into the nice warms and golds today. I'm not going to use any of the colors that I used previously, and then next time I think I'm going to go into the blues and purples and play in this corner over here. So, I mean, I feel like I definitely could do more than 2 looks with this palette. If you guys would like to see an additional look with this, just let me know. Alright, I'm going to start off with priming my face. We're going to mix it up a little bit today and use the Nyx Pore Filler. This is great for those pesky little pores right here. And I have larger pores on my forehead right between my eyes too. Fill in that wrinkle, will ya? Alright, I'm going to go into my Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. And I'm going to use my Boxy Charm brush. So we are definitely in the full swing of things. I have had to get more accustomed to getting up earlier, getting ready earlier. I mean, not ready as far as makeup goes, but just getting ready earlier as far as getting out of the house. My kids take the bus at 7:50 is when we leave, and so I'm not a super morning person, so it is kind of a challenge for me, but we get it done. Lunch is packed, homework done, paper signed. My youngest son is still struggling with school a little bit, not because he just is a homebody. Like, you know those people that it's not that there's anything wrong with school, it's not that he does poor in school. And it's not that he doesn't have fun once he's there, it's just he likes to be home. He just, anytime I'm like, oh, we're gonna go to the store or this or that, he's like, I just want to be home. He just would prefer to stay home all the time. He just really likes to play with his toys, and with how long the school days are, he doesn't get as much time to just, you know, play with his toys, relax. Once he gets home, it's time to do chores, and I teach my kids how to help around the house because I don't want them to be teenagers that are like, I'm not doing that. Because if they get used to it now, hopefully they'll have a better chance of helping when they're older. I mean, one can only hope. When we were camp directors, me and my husband, we had a kitchen staff, and it would be amazing how we'd have kids that were working in the kitchen, and someone would say, oh, go ahead and do the dishes, and they're like, oh, I don't know how to do dishes. What? Have you ever eaten? What do you mean you don't know how to do dishes? That to me completely surprised me. I couldn't believe that there were people that have never done dishes. And I just thought, wow. I mean, I don't know their situation. I'm not one to judge. I don't know. Maybe they ate out all the time. I don't know. All I'm saying is I really don't want my kids to not be able to take care of themselves, you know, go to college and things and not be that person that it's like, you never clean up after yourself. I mean, we all know that person. We don't want to be that person. Setting under my eyes with my Bare Mineral powder. I just can't believe it's September because it's so hot outside still. Like, we still have like 80s, sometimes the low 90s. I'm like, It is supposed to be fall. Like, I feel weird even wearing this like fallish shirt because I go outside and it's like boiling and I'm like, what is going on? Alright, we're going to skip contour today and just keep it more nice and natural. And I'm actually just going to jump right into the eyes. I'm going to prime my eyelids. And I'm going to set that with my Wet n Wild Creme Brulee. If you watched my Jaclyn Hill tutorial review thing, I gotta have a matte shade. It just makes my eye happy. I just feel like my looks turn out better, and yeah. I'm going to do more of a triangle shaped eyeshadow. This is a technique that works good on hooded eyes. It's a technique that works good on droopy or aged eyes. It's one that I use on my mom quite a bit. And it's where basically you're going to take the darker color and you're going to go straight out from your eyelid. Straight out from your eyelid and just make like a triangle right here. Boop, boop. And it's just going to help kind of elongate the eyes. And when your eye rests, like I get in the habit of holding my eyes up all the time. So when you see my eyeshadows, you know, you can see them all. But when I'm just like sitting around talking, you know, my hood comes down and I'm not like pushing it down. Like just relaxing, you know. It comes down and that way you can still see the eyeshadow on the edges. The balance with hooded eyes is being able to get it to where it shows, but it's not all the way up to your brows. It's kind of a fine balance there. So I am going to go into the shade called Hunt's, which is right here. Kind of reminds me of Hunt's Ketchup. I don't know if that's what she was going for. I don't think so, but whenever I see it, I'm like, Hunt's Ketchup. And I'm actually going to apply this with my eye open. And I'm just going to kind of pat it in and kind of blend it, work it over. And just make my little triangle here. With hooded eyes, when you're applying your color, it looks so dramatic. Like sometimes I'm putting on eyeshadow, I'm like, whoa, Amber, what were you thinking? But then once I relax and I actually just look at myself, I'm like, it actually looks good. So don't be afraid to put on a little more color than you would think, because you kind of need to, or else, you know, we get into that habit where everything sinks in and you don't see it and you're just like, why did I even put on makeup today? Do you ever like sing to yourself sometimes? Just make like random little la 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 la. Maybe it's just me. Sometimes when I'm in here doing stuff, it's like, kind of singing to myself. And it doesn't even have to be anything in particular. Okay, since that is so pigmented, I'm not going to blend it out with the same brush. I'm going to get a nice fluffy brush and I'm going to blend. If you see light, it's because of my mirror here. It sometimes will throw a light up on my face. So if you're like, what is that? But it really helps me be able to see what I'm doing. So if you see light flashing, that's what it is. See, it's on my forehead. I'll move it. There we go. I'm just going to softly blend this out. So I'm like, I don't know that this is really like a super natural look like I usually do for my first look, but I wanted to show you guys what these colors do. This is a pretty popular technique for hooded eyes. I've seen several different people do this particular technique because I think it works quite well. See, all of a sudden you can see that color. It doesn't seem like as crazy in your face as it does when I go like this and you're like, what are you doing, Ember? I wonder how many of you guys think that all the time. What are you doing? And then all of a sudden it just comes together and you're like, well, that was weird. So I'm going to go into this golden shade. It's called Creamsicle. It's a very, very yellowy shade. And we're just going to play with that. I'm going to put the teeniest amount of this on the same blending brush, like barely tap in once, and just go along the edges. See, it's so pretty. Just kind of fade that in so nicely. It looks perfect for fall. The only thing I think about these close-up mirrors is they should have built-in filters because I don't like seeing all the texture of my eyelids. I'm like, I'm aging. Ugh. It's alright. I don't really mind. Kind of, but you know. Alright, now I'm just going to put a color on the lid. Very nice, simple, nothing too crazy. Just get a flat shader brush. I'm going to go into this gorgeous gold color right there. And just apply it all over the lid. This is one of those super pigmented ones. I really like this gold. I find when I'm working with the shadow, it's best to kind of like press and like drag like that. See, then I really get the pigment. If I'm going back and forth, it's not going to really put it on my lid. So I kind of press, like kind of like dabbing it on. Just like we'll leave the inner corner for a little something something right there. Obviously I made my triangles pretty big to show you guys, but you could definitely make them smaller. I have a pretty big brow space with my hooded eyes. Some people's hooded eyes come down a lot farther, so if that is you, just make your triangle smaller. I just make it bigger because my eyes go farther, so it's like, oh, I got room to play, you might as well. I always kind of like to give a second application to my shadow. I don't know what it is, but it feels like it kind of needs one to kind of settle it. And then I just go back and kind of like pop it out a little more. Blend it out a little more. Yeah, I don't know that this is really going to fall into the everyday category because it's pretty fierce as far as that red shade goes. But you could use the same technique with natural colors. More natural than red. But, you know, compared to like blue, I feel like it's like more natural, you know? I don't know. See where I'm going with this. So then when I relax my eyes, you guys can still see the color. Alright, now I think I'm going to use the shade Beam, which is the second lightest shade, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. And let's see, what should we put on the lower lash line? I think we'll go with this color in between. I almost dropped it. This color in between right there, which is called Firework. I mean, these shades definitely are pigmented. I don't know why people are like, oh, they're so not pigmented. I'm like, it looks pretty pigmented to me. Alright, so since I've got so much going on the eyes, I need something super neutral on the cheeks. Let's go with, I'm going to go with, I think, this very light peach shade here. City Color Palette. That's even more color than I was thinking, but we'll go with it. And for, what is my hair doing? For highlighter, I am going to use the Mega Glow powder in Precious Petals. Just a tiny bit. And let's do the brows. I'm going to use my, I was using my dip brow, but I was getting heavy-handed with it. Okay, this time I'm going to not be so heavy-handed. It's always kind of a guessing game when I take my headband out. I'm like, what will my bangs be like today? I don't even know. What is that piece doing? Ugh, I need some help. Well, we'll have to dress that little friend later because I don't even know. Alright, for eyeliner, I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to go into this dark red brown right there, which is called Chip, and I'm going to line my eyes. I'm using a brow brush, but it's fine. where it's so warm. I really like that it lines my eyes, but it doesn't make it like harsh with the black. And I always try to hold my brush down instead of up because that way I don't over apply. You put it on, you know how easy that is to do. It's like one little blip and you have eyeliner up to my eyebrow and I'm like, And let's see, we need to do some curling. And this is my Lash Princess mascara. Alright, let's see. Lips, I'm gonna line with Jordana Baby Berry. This is way too pink. Okay, never mind. False. We are taking this off. Alright, let me see. Something that is everyday-ish and is more warm and not berry. Well, if I really wanted to make this wild, to go for this. Let's see. Whoa! Not feeling it. This is Tangerine from Bite. I don't know. Should I do it? I like hated it and then I loved it. It was like, how do I feel? I don't even know. Well, it's definitely something. So lip option number 1. Alright, let me try something else. Here's my second lip option and super affordable. This is Amuse from Shop Miss A. This is the long lasting lip color in Kiss and Don't Tell. It still kind of has that same warm vibes, but doesn't feel like it's going to burn your eyeballs. But hey, I like the orange too, so rock whatever you're feeling. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this look using the Jaclyn Hill palette. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!